You know how some stories just pop up everywhere? A symbol that repeats itself in ancient carvings and myths separated by thousands of miles and thousands of years? Well, today we're diving into maybe the most mysterious and universal story humanity has ever told.
I'm talking about the story of the great bird of the sky and the great serpent of the earth. So, the question is, why them? What is it about eagles and serpents that has them locked in this timeless, epic story all over the world?
Our journey starts, as so many do, in the cradle of civilization, ancient Mesopotamia. You can find this story etched into some of the world's very first myths. But, and this is the crazy part, it doesn't stop there. Not even close. Fast forward thousands of years, jump halfway across the planet, and there it is again, carved into stone temples way up high in the Andes Mountains, where the condor and the serpent represent the upper and lower worlds. It's whispered in the sagas of the cold Norse fjords, where their entire world tree is built around this very same eternal conflict. And then you've got the Mayan temples deep in the jungle, where this story is absolutely central to their whole cosmology. I mean, this story is everywhere. So, what on earth does it all mean? Okay, so the first, and let's be honest, the most common version we see, it's a fight. A straight-up, no-holds-barred cosmic battle. We're talking order versus chaos. And the pattern here is, well, it's pretty striking. On one side, you've got the sky gods of order. And that makes sense, right? The eagle soars in the heavens, it sees everything, it's a master of that vast, open sky. And on the other side, the chaos serpents of the deep. They're tied to the earth, slithering out of dark, wet, unknown places. They're these raw, untamed forces. Let's take a look at some examples. First up, ancient India. The Vedic myths tell this incredible story about the storm god, Indra. And he's got to do battle with this monster, Vritra, a huge serpent who has literally swallowed all the world's water, causing this apocalyptic drought. And this is the key part. Indra's victory isn't just about slaying a big monster for the sake of it. No, it's a creative act. When he smites the serpent, he releases the waters. He restores fertility and order to the entire world. It's about creation, not just destruction. Okay, now let's jump over to Egypt, where this idea gets even more intense. Here, this cosmic battle isn't a one-time thing. It happens every single day. The sun god Ra, who you often see with a falcon's head, has to sail his sunboat through the underworld every single night. And every night, he's attacked by this massive chaos serpent, Apep. So think about that. Every single sunrise is a victory. It's not guaranteed. It's this daily, hard-fought battle that reaffirms light and order over the darkness that's always trying to pull the world back into nothingness. And if you go way up north, to the Norse lands, the stakes get even higher. You've got the thunder god Thor and his ultimate nemesis, Jörmungandr, the world serpent. This thing is so huge it literally circles the entire world. And their final showdown at Ragnarok, it's a world-ending event. They kill each other, and in doing so, they basically hit the reset button on the entire cosmos. All right, so it's a simple story of good versus evil, order versus chaos. Case closed, right? Well, no. This is where things get really interesting, because in a whole bunch of other cultures, these two mortal enemies, they're not enemies at all. They're partners. So what if that fight is really more of a dance? What if the point isn't for one side to win, but for both to find balance? Not about destruction, but about synthesis. And this brings us to probably the most famous example of this fusion, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent of Mesoamerica. I mean, it's right there in the name. It combines the beautiful Quetzal bird of the heavens with the serpent of the earth. It's not a bird fighting a snake, it's a single divine being that is both at the same time, the perfect bridge between the two worlds. Now let's look at ancient China. They saw this as a beautiful cosmic partnership. You have the dragon, which is the male or yang principle, all about sky and water, and it's paired with the phoenix, the female or yin principle, sun and fire. They don't fight, nope. Together, they create perfect cosmic harmony, even matrimonial bliss. It's all about balance. And remember Egypt with the daily battle? Let's go back there for a second, because even they had this incredible symbol of union. Just look at the pharaoh's crown. It had two goddesses right there, side by side. Nekbit, the vulture, representing the heavens, and Wadjet, the cobra, representing the earth. When the pharaoh wore that crown, it meant he embodied both, a balanced power, uniting the whole kingdom with heavenly vision and earthly might.
Okay, so wait, we've got violent, world-ending conflict on one hand, and sacred, harmonious union on the other. How can both of these stories be true? Well, the answer lies in the structure that actually holds them both together, a kind of cosmic map, often called the world tree.
And this idea is, again, everywhere. The Norse Yggdrasil, the Mayan Wakachan, and the layout is always the same. Down at the roots, in the underworld, you've got the serpent gnawing away at the foundations of reality. And way up in the highest branches, watching over everything, you have the eagle. The trunk of the tree, that's the axis that connects them. See? They aren't just two random things fighting. They are essential opposing parts of one single giant cosmic system.
And this, right here, is the biggest takeaway. This huge, grand cosmic map, it isn't just about the universe out there. It's also a map of the universe in here.
I mean, just think about the tensions inside every single one of us. Our spirit versus our instincts. The order we try to create in our minds versus the chaos of our emotions. Our highest aspirations, that's the eagle soaring vision. And our most primal, basic drives, that's the serpent's coiled energy down below. This ancient story is a blueprint for our own psychology, and that's why it feels so familiar. We recognize it because we live it every single day.
And this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. Spiritual traditions have been using this map for centuries as a practical guide. In Kundalini Yoga, the whole point is to awaken that coiled serpent energy at the base of your spine and guide it all the way up to your crown. In Andean shamanism, the spiritual journey is about moving from the serpent's earthly wisdom to the condor's heavenly vision. The goal is always the same: integration. You need the serpent's energy to rise up and achieve the eagle's vision.
And that right there is why this story is timeless. It's just this incredibly flexible, powerful metaphor. It's a fundamental pattern we use to make sense of, well, everything. From the cosmos and the changing seasons, to how our societies are structured, all the way down to the journey of our own soul.
So, in the end, this huge cosmic story of conflict, of balance, of ultimate integration, it really is our own story too. Which leaves us with one final, pretty big question to think about. In your own life, which part are you feeding? The eagle or the serpent?